What's good, Bretta?
Watching Eugene Goodman save the lives of dozens of senators while fighting off a terrorist mob.
Eugene Goodman? That cop that was running?
He was not running, he was saving lives.
What? Man, I saw him running. He looked the other way and then he ran.
Yeah, saving lives in the process.
So we're going to do this. How are we related?
We have to. This week, so much happened. So much was going on.
Well, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
But tell me what happened from the beginning.
Okay. So when we last left off, it was New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
We were saying, yay, 2020.
Yep.
We made it through 2020. Actually, the funny
it.
thing is, I was thinking about, all 2021 and what's happened so far. I saw this meme. I don't know if you saw it. It was the Joker showing the clown from It around the workplace.
Yep.
Accurate.
Very accurate.
Accurate. So let's start from the beginning, January 4th.
Okay. What happened on January 4th? Let's get into it.
News breaks on January 4th of this weekend phone call that 45 had with the Attorney General of Georgia. Mm-hmm. It was an hour-long phone call.
An hour-long phone call? I bet you he did not want to be on the phone for an hour.
Not with him, right?
President Trump. Brother, I got better things to do.
Not with him. Well, I also heard that he'd been trying to call him for days and days and days.
Oh, he was curving him.
Yeah,
he was trying to curve him.
He was trying to curve him.
Hit him with the curve.
And he didn't want to take the call. But finally, it's kind of at the end, things were winding down. He finally picked up the phone. Luckily.
I got a quick question, though, Brett.
Yes.
Do you really think President Trump respects the curve?
No.
If somebody is trying to curve him, do you really feel like he's going to notice it and respect it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I think he thinks he's immune to the curve.
I really feel like he is curveless. Well, he is curveless.
He believes he is.
I've seen his body shape. He's got a lot of curves.
Yeah, he does. He is pretty curved.
But anyway, what happened?
We digress. So he was trying to curve him. He finally picked up the phone, 11th hour, and he's like, dang, what do you want? Mm-hmm. So 45 gets on the phone. Little does he know he's being recorded.
Okay. I like this.
The Attorney General and his attorney.
Wow. That's probably why he curved him, because he was like, I got to set up this recording, and I got to get my attorneys to make sure that I don't say anything incriminating.
I mean, that's smart.
It. Well, I don't really like that governor, but he's
He's Attorney General.
Oh, he's Attorney General.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he was talking to the governor.
No.
So wait. Why would he call the Attorney General and not the Republican governor to find some votes?
Well, the Attorney General is the person who certifies the votes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Makes sense. I learned something new.
The middleman.
Okay, yeah, right. Because I thought he would call his boy, because his boy finagled his way into the governor.
Right.
And
we'll talk about that.
Oh, we're gonna talk about. Okay, later. My bad, man. Keep going.
And everything is so corrupt these days. In these 2020,
Welcome to America. Welcome to America.
Anyway, so he called him and he's like, "Look, I just need 11,780 votes. That's one more vote than Biden had." And then you can completely change the result and then say that I won. Okay. So the Attorney General's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, he stood his ground.
And so then his lawyer gets on the phone and he's like, dude, you got some misinformation. You're talking, but you just don't know what you're talking about.
So wait, the lawyer jumped in and it was like, hey, President Trump, I've been on the phone this whole time. Ha ha.
The problem is, basically, you got some misinformation.
Okay.
This is what he said. And so he continues to stand his ground. And even at the end of the phone call, Trump was like, it doesn't sound like this call is going anywhere, which it didn't. Mm-hmm. So boom. That was it.
So is the Attorney General, is he Democrat or Republican?
He's a Republican Attorney General.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Congrats to him.
Yeah, right?
He don't serve massa.
I think pretty much, well, I can't even say that. I was going to say that everybody's tired of him, but they're not.
There's a couple people that's still fighting in this corner.
So let's segue to January 5th.
Okay.
The very next day.
The next day. And the next day.
Let's talk about Queen Stacey Abrams.
Mm-hmm. Your Royal Highness.
Right. And how she gathered Georgia all the way together.
I seen she was at the barbershop.
Right.
Talking to brothers hey, my man,
did you vote? I wrote a post. I said, meet them where they are, Stacey.
I saw that post.
If that's where they're going to be, that's where you need to be to meet them. Okay. And talk to them. Okay. So anyway.
Did you see, Stacey Abrams, before the Gucci and Jeezy battle, she was on because it's Atlanta. It was in Atlanta. She started she started it off, and she was just reminding people, hey, don't forget to vote.
She did?
Yeah, it's like she was everywhere. She was everywhere people were gathering in a bunch. She was there. If it was Atlanta,
that's called grassroots organizing right there.
Hey, I'd like her as my governor. I know Holcomb. I don't know how good is he doing, but if Stacey Abrams want to take residency in Indiana,
doubtful.
I'll vote for her. I highly doubt that.
I highly doubt it. I think that's. I mean, we're kind of digressing a little bit, also, but I think that's part of the reason also why she did not take a cabinet position, because I believe that she was offered one, and she was in. Running, she was one of the last people who was a finalist for the vice presidential nomination, and I don't think she wanted that either, because she still had work to do to turn Georgia blue, and that's exactly what she did. So anyway, I think that's also a very, very good sign of what Black women can do when we organize, and also what we can do when we are determined, because she basically had her governorship taken away from her. The governor of Georgia also, however this works in Georgia, he oversees the governor race.
Oh, okay.
And he was also running for governor.
Oh, okay. So the fix was in.
And he was just like, yeah, I'm going to win. I don't really care how many votes you get, how many votes I'm going to win. And he made himself one. And she was like, all right, bet. I'm going to make both senators blue, the president blue, and then I don't know what she plans on doing next. I hope that she stays completely active in whatever it is she plans on doing, but I really feel like she is probably the person of the year.
Yeah, definitely. For the fact that Atlanta was a blue state, I'm talking about now it's a blue state.
Oh, okay.
So like that's never happened in my lifetime, and I don't think they've had a Black senator ever. So. Kudos to her.
And this is the thing. Everyone in Louisiana and Mississippi, Arkansas, if they can do it in Georgia, they can do it in those other 3 states too. There's more of you there. So just FYI, organize.
Every state needs a Stacey Abrams or somebody with that Stacey Abrams vigor.
Right. And she's like tireless too.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, she was everywhere.
All hail Queen Stacey.
Well, anyways, what happened? Is that all that happened on the 5th?
Well, no. Though I was just gonna say after the 5th, I think we kind of touched on it already. We had Warnock, who beat Kelly Loeffler, who I think, which is the craziest story. So she owned the WNBA team. Okay. Kelly Loeffler does.
Okay.
She was one of the first people to criticize the Black Lives Matter movement, and also the WNBA being a part of the Black Lives Matter movement.
So she didn't let her players participate?
They participated. Like, I think they were wearing like the logos on their jerseys and on their warm-up suits. And she made comments like it's cancel culture, and basically it's clear that the league is more concerned with playing politics than basketball. When they came out with the Black Lives Matter logos and stuff on their jerseys and on the warm-up suits. So, I mean, I guess I don't know what she expected from this, but her team was like, all right, bet. We're going to come out with T-shirts that say Vote Warnock on them. Who is her opponent in the Senate election? Her team that she owns, who she writes checks to. And
so your opposition, they made her the opposition, but she still signs their paycheck. Yeah. That's gangster.
Yeah.
That's
and then it kind of spread throughout the WNBA, kind of started a movement, which really spread the word about Warnock, really got out the vote. So all hail to that I think it's the Atlanta Dream. All hail to them. They did a good job in getting out that vote and allowing Warnock to beat her. I think it was 51% to 48%.
That's a pretty decent margin.
John Ossoff also beat David Perdue. This is, he's 33 years old. I think he's the youngest senator ever elected. He went to school in London. He was a former documentary film producer or something like that. He's super smart. He's in the Senate now, so hopefully we get some young blood in there.
So let's recap what that means. So now the Senate is tied.
The Senate is tied.
And then Kamala, when she gets inaugurated, she will break any tie-breaking vote for the Senate.
Yes.
Okay.
She is the tiebreaker vote. So basically, the Democrats have a new majority leader.
Oh, okay. So is Mitch still the Senate leader?
He'll be the minority leader.
He's been the minority leader.
If they nominate him for that, he'll be the minority leader.
I don't know. Mitch should probably just retire.
Mitch, he's got 6 more years.
Oh my goodness.
He just won. He's got 6 more years.
Oh my goodness.
However, Mitch just came out today and said that he's for impeachment, so we'll see what happens with that.
I really don't like how Mitch, his switch-up game is stronger than Lori Harvey's.
His wife resigned.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
She was the White House social secretary.
But his switch-up game is crazier than Lori Harvey's finesse game.
Lori Harvey is just doing her.
Hey, she is doing it.
And Mitch dogging Lori Harvey
because she's dating Michael B. Jordan now.
Oh yes, he's the sexiest man alive.
Well, I mean, Mitch is finessing the Senate like Lori Harvey is finessing these superstars. But I don't think we need
to hate on Lori Harvey.
I'm not hating. She's
doing her thing.
Hey, she's doing her thing.
I think she was engaged to like a soccer player. He cheated on her. Bye.
Well, the problem was with Lori Harvey, she was dating Puffy's son.
Yeah,
then she dated Puffy.
I don't get that.
And then she went to Future, and then she went to Michael B. Jordan. And really, people in the hip-hop world know about her because Meek Mill said last year, I put Lori Harvey on my wish list. And she went to everybody else except for Meek Mill. So
why do people talk so bad about Meek Mill?
Because Meek Mill just does stupid things. Like, Meek Mill is a millionaire, and he does a lot of stuff for the kids in Philadelphia, but he got caught on tape giving $20 to a bunch of kids selling water and told them to split it. And it's like, man, come on, Meek, we're just trying to get our hustle on like you did. You know, back in the day when you're on YouTube with the braids, we're just trying to make it. And he was just like, y'all can split that $20. And that but people don't talk about all the stuff he does in Philly. But when he goes out of town, he gets caught in these viral moments.
What happened to Free Meek Mill? And everyone was so for him when he was in jail and they wanted him to get out of jail.
Listen.
There was a HBO documentary about it.
He's got the reform. A lot of stuff has happened. Yeah. But like he just recently talked about Bitcoin and different stuff.
Bitcoin's going down.
Yeah, because Meek Mill talked about Bitcoin, and as soon as he said it, the Bitcoin started dropping. No, so it's just he ever since Drake dissed him, he hasn't had the best of luck in popular scene. But
isn't he an ally, or isn't Jay-Z one of his allies?
Definitely. Jay-Z, the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, and the owner of the Patriots?
Robert Kraft, Michael Rubin, Robert Kraft.
You would think that he would do something with all this adjacentness that he has to him.
I mean, he's doing good for himself, but it's like a lot of artists don't want to sign to him because some of them get shot.
What?
Yeah. The necklace that he wears, he has the artist the young boy that he had coming up, and he was back in Louisiana where he was from, and somebody shot him over a dice game, and the boy could really rap.
Is he an easy target or something?
It's not Meek's fault, but it's just bad stuff just happens to around Meek. Like a girl wanted to this girl. I forget what her name was, but she ended up signing with Tory Lanez because Meek was trying to tell her, like, you gotta sleep with me if you want to.
Tory Lanez was an artist.
Yeah, Tory Lanez is an artist, but he also signs people. So he's. Okay. But anyways, let's get back to what happened.
We digress all the way. I don't know how we got to Meek Mill.
It's Lori Harvey's finesse game. Lori Harvey's finesse game will take you in a whole different way.
I guess. Case closed.
Right. See, I tried to tell y'all. So anyway, let's go to the 6. What happened on the 6?
The 6. 45 announced way back in December that he's going to hold this rally in D.C. on January 6th because that's the day they were supposed to certify the electoral college votes.
Okay.
So he's like, all my supporters come to D.C. I'm going to hold a rally. I don't know what he's having rallies for this late in the game.
I mean, he lost, right?
Right.
That's like flying the Confederate flag. You lost.
They did that too.
Oh, my.
They did that too.
So they showed up to the rally?
In the State House. And it's never been flown in the
Wait,
State House
in the State
before.
How in the world?
In the Capitol building.
How in the world did they get all the way into the State
With
House?
a flag.
With the flag.
Past metal detectors.
With a loser's flag.
Right. It really, honestly, it really confuses me why people still fly the Confederate flag, because they lost.
I thought America was all about winners. It's like, I thought
45 told them.
Everybody loves the winner. So why would you wave a loser's flag? Why would you put a loser's flag on the back of your truck?
I have no
Why would you
idea.
wear a loser's flag on your shirt, wear it around your head?
I don't know. And if someone out there can answer that question for us, I really honestly would like to know why that flag means so much to people.
Put it in the comments.
And they lost.
I don't know.
It's amazing to me.
So answer the first question. They got all the way to who let them in?
The police.
No, the police did. The police didn't let them in.
Open the gates.
Wait.
And let them in.
So when Black Lives Matter march, the National Guard,
did you see them
the
stand on the
Secret
steps?
Service,
All of them.
the militia,
All of them.
everybody with a gun stood up and was like, "Y'all aren't gonna
Right.
mess up my Capitol building and all my monuments." You know, but when Trump holds a rally, they say they just open the gates.
They open the gates. And then I also heard that they had news from a couple they had help from a couple congressmen inside the White House, inside the Capitol building also. Clyburn, who is the representative of South Carolina, he was on a radio show and he talked of people coming to the location where he should have been, asking some of his staff where he was. Now, this location is not a location that has his name on the door. It's not it's just kind of where he goes to work sometimes. I don't know that. Somebody from Hillbilly, Arkansas doesn't know that. So how would he know to go to this specific location where Clyburn's name is not on the door and ask for him?
Sounds like an inside job to me.
That's what it sounds like to him as well, and he said that.
And I saw Trump and all his little close to homies in a tented area, I don't know if it was tent or underground.
I saw that too.
But they were just watching everything going down.
I'm confused about that because I thought that they were in that tented area before he went out to speak, and people are saying that was them watching all of the mayhem erupt at the Capitol building, but I thought that was the holding area before he goes out to speak. So I don't really know.
What about his speech though?
It was full of not contentment. It was full. I don't know why I said contentment because where's the bell? I need to ding it on myself. Contentment's a word, but that's not the word I meant to use. It was full. He was still contesting the election, still saying that he won the election. It was stolen from him, blah, blah, blah. We're going to march to the Capitol
I really
building.
feel that when he said, it was stolen from us, from our, that incited, that keeps the people that makes them feel like they're doing the right thing. Our president is saying it was stolen. Our country is being stolen from us. And it's like, when Trump won, we didn't like it, but it was fair.
Here's another question I have. When Obama won, did you go get a big, huge Obama flag and wave it around?
Did they have Obama flags?
I don't think so.
I maybe saw Obama T-shirts with his face on it.
People are lost. He's caused them to lose their minds.
I remember
climbing the walls of the Capitol building. Who are you?
Oh my goodness!
Spider-Man. Who are these people?
So they were playing Mario Brothers on the Donkey Kong on the Capitol building. So they were just climbing the Capitol building. The cops let them in. So the cops let them in, but they were picking and choosing what cops they wanted to beat up though. Pretty much. So if I
guess if you're not for us, you're against us. Yeah. So they beat up the ones that were for. So this one mob comes down the first let me go back. We're at the rally.
Okay.
And he says, okay, you guys are we're going to storm to the Capitol building and we're going to support all of our congressmen who are saying that they're not going to certify these electoral votes and I'm going to be with you. Rah, rah, rah. I'm going to go. I'm going to be with you. Okay, cut to the end of the speech an hour later. And he goes and he gets in his limousine and drives on back to the White House.
Okay.
They go by the thousands storming the Capitol.
Okay.
Busting in the Capitol by any means necessary, but, kind of busting in because the officers just opened the gates and let them in. So I don't think it was that hard.
Well, I saw a clip where the officer opened up the gate and then he was saying, "Come on, come on,"
waved him in,
and I was like, "Wait, what?"
What? I know.
I could only think if me and you and all our homies.
Yeah, that wouldn't have happened.
I just didn't think that
Ever.
would go the same way that went today or that day.
No. And one lady got shot.
Yeah. Oh, I saw it. She got shot in the neck, and then she bled out.
Yeah. Crazy.
So tell me about this Eugene Goodman.
So he was one of the heroes of the day. There was a couple heroes of the day.
I thought he was running, Brett.
He was not running.
He looked like he was.
He's not.
He looked like he wanted to beat the dude, but he was like, "Oh, if I beat you,
I know I might lose my job."
Yeah, he was looking at his pension. I felt like he was making the right decision, but he was trying to flex on him. It was like, ooh. If he was looking around and seeing any cameras, it's like if nobody's got it on tape, I would have beat you.
Right. Like he saw the guy who was taping him. He was like, So the first heroes were the Senate. They're like pages or staff, not Senate, but staff of the House of Representatives. They grabbed the
ballot box,
the boxes that held the Electoral College votes.
Yep.
And evacuated with them.
Okay.
I can only imagine if those would have still been in there. Now, obviously, they're copies and. It's not like we could not have certified without them, but I think that's great. They still had the originals. Second hero was my man Eugene Goodman.
Eugene Goodman.
So he's in an area, elevator opens, mob of people start to come off the elevator, and he's like, oh, shoot. So he's trying to really get them out of the specific area. So he's going up the stairs. They're following him up the stairs. He stops and he takes a step back, looks to his left, and he sees that the doors to the Senate room were still open.
Yeah, I seen him look over there.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh, he's going to go over there. And then he walked the other way.
He led them the entire other way because those doors were not secured at all. And had they gone that way, then it would have been open season on any senator they wanted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They were looking for Pelosi.
They were looking for Pelosi.
They wanted Pelosi.
They wanted her with the zip ties and everything and the armor that they have. And this was an intentional, planned attack.
After everybody's being exposed, the guy with the zip ties is like, I really felt like I probably shouldn't have bought the zip ties.
There's one guy who said he was caught with zip ties. He said he picked him up off the floor because he didn't want somebody to trip over.
Oh, okay. Man, see, even in a riot, they're still polite. Yeah, so polite.
Whatever. So shortly after that, we get an immediate about face from Kelly Loeffler. Remember we spoke about her earlier. She was the lady who owned the Dream, the Atlanta Dream. Right. She was one of the main people who was going to oppose the counting of the electoral votes. All of a sudden, she comes back when the Senate comes, or when it comes back in session, and says, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Right.
Let's just get this over with and, be done. Lindsey Graham comes up and he makes this speech about, man, I tried to help, but I'm done. I'm over it. I can't have this anymore. I'm done. Mitch McConnell makes this impassioned speech saying that he is ready for it to be done too. That Biden won. It's over.
Need to move on.
Everybody needs to move on. But they all basically are the people who led us to this point.
But you know who's standing firm? You know who's never shaken? And you know who's dedicated to that hate?
Who's that?
Your boy Ted Cruz.
He is.
Even though
he's dedicated to the hate.
Even though Trump talked about his daddy, even though Trump talked about his wife, he's like, Master Trump, is we sick?
He wants to be president.
Is we sick, Master Trump?
He wants to be president. He's horrible. He's just horrible.
He's just horrible. Like it.
Yeah.
I really don't like him. He's never going to be president. Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I hope he's never been president.
Yeah.
I can never say never.
I hope he doesn't either. He's just horrible.
I think they should impeach.
He has no moral code.
He was a part of those people that are opposing Biden's victory, and I think all of those people should be impeached too, like along with Trump.
All of them. But first of all, don't ever talk to Kyle bad about me and then expect Kyle to be your friend later and support you.
Yes, I understand that. Kyle is Brett's husband.
Yeah. That's my husband.
I was like, okay, yes. I understand what you're saying, though.
That's exactly what Trump did.
Yeah.
He was like, your wife is ugly. What?
Yeah. So
can we still be homies?
Yeah, it's like it's beef forever. Like if I see you, I'm gonna fight you every day.
Every time I see you. So don't see me.
Yeah, it's what we're gonna teach you a new word. That's called on site.
On site.
Yeah. So if you have beef with somebody and you say it's on site, so on the site of you,
okay,
I'm throwing hands. There's no conversation. Oh. There's no talking.
Because you already know.
You should have already known. Yeah. I gave you the warning over Facebook. When I see you, it's on site.
Okay.
So on site means you've been warned. So don't be like, oh, why'd you punch me? You sucker punched me in the jaw. No, you saw me out the corner of your eye, but you thought I wasn't going to do nothing. But I told you 2 months ago or 6 years ago it was on site. Okay. And this is the first time I saw you. Right. So oops upside your head.
Oh, oops upside your head.
I said oops upside your head. Anyways, let's keep on going. Who's switching up from the Republican Party?
You'll never believe it.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
Colin Powell.
See, that's my dog.
General himself.
The general. He came on home.
He did. This is the thing about Colin. I was never really mad he was a Republican.
Yeah, he talked like a Republican.
He was a conservative, and he was a person who stuck by what he believed in. He believed in the rule of law.
He was a rich, light-skinned brother. I knew he was a Republican.
Oh my God! But I like Colin Powell.
Dark-skinned brothers
he made a lot of sense.
Dark-skinned rich brothers are never really Republican. Light-skinned brothers, they close their doors. They close the refrigerator door with their hips. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I knew he was gonna be Republican. Yeah, with the hips. They got like a milk jar, like a jug of milk and a bowl of cereal, and they boop hit it with the hips and they close the door.
How do you close the refrigerator door?
I close the door like a man with my hands.
Okay.
And I shut it and make sure it's shut, because you shut it with your hips, then you gotta back it up. You gotta back your butt up to it to make sure it's completely closed. That's light-skinned dudes walk by a mirror and just check themselves out. So it's like, I don't know. He just looked like he was a Republican. But anyways, he switched
was a Republican.
Yeah.
And he said he no longer identifies with the Republican Party because they're just not the party that he has known to grow and love. So, I mean, good on him. I think that he earned my respect a long time ago when he didn't vote for McCain simply because he chose Sarah Palin as his vice president. He was like, nah, man, I can't do that.
Nah, I can't get jiggy with that.
She is not very smart.
I can't get with you. She talking about lipsticks on a pig. She can see Russia from her front
house.
doorstep.
Yeah. That ain't it. He just did not feel comfortable if McCain was not going to be around at some point during that 4 years, that she would be the lady who was in charge of our country.
Yeah,
and I tended to agree with him.
That ain't it, Chief.
Yeah. So he's gone from the Republican Party. Maybe he'll come back. I don't know. I really don't know. Whatever.
So what? Any musical artists say anything crazy?
Yeah.
Oh.
They did.
Who popped up out of the blue and let their voice be heard?
Carrie Hilson, who is also very crazy. She came and she was talking about how Donald Trump got banned on Twitter or whatever.
Okay.
So she basically, and I'm going to kind of condense it a little bit, she was saying it's just a dangerous move to make. Mm-hmm. Because if they can ban the leader of the free world, who's to say they're not going to ban any other citizen? And is that the right move to make? Is that the thing that we should be doing because of free speech and all that, blah, blah, blah?
So does free speech mean that you can say anything that you want? And I felt like as more powerful that you are, I could get on there and say the sky is green and nobody's going to really say anything. But as the president of the United States, you can't say the sky is green because everybody is looking up to the sky now because a lot of people listen to him.
And I don't think that's even what it is. I think the president can say the sky is green all he wants to, because him saying the sky is green is not going to cause harm to me, you, or him. The problem with him saying what he's saying, it's intentional and it incites
riots,
for lack of a better word. It incites fear, it incites riots, and it's something that does not necessarily.
So if Hillary would have got on last 4 years ago and said the Republican Party stole the election from the Democrats, everybody needs to come to Capitol Hill and protest this election because they stole it from us. I really don't believe. I don't believe there'll probably be some Hillarites or whatever they call themselves, the Hillary fans that go down there, but I don't think that it would be to this level. It's a culmination of all of these things that he's been saying. It's when he was trying to become president, and he's like, oh, I could shoot somebody and nobody will do anything, and the guy is all he made those jokes. And nobody really checked him, so he kept on going, and he kept on going. When he talked about grab the girl by the coochie, and everybody thought he was done. Nope. He's still become.
He learned his lesson. Murkowski, I think she was like, he learned his lesson. But I think the problem is the violence that comes from it. Now, what we've seen is that he can say these things, and it means to you, it's like a call signal. Oh, okay. We're going to go down to the Capitol building and we are going to riot. So he can't just go out there and say whatever he wants to say because it is dangerous. And he has a really, really big platform. You and I probably could say that, but who's going to go to the Capitol building and storm the Capitol building just because Brett Jones said it?
I want people to go to the McDonald's on 38th and picket the McFlurry machine being broken.
Right.
And so if everybody goes to the McDonald's on 38, their ice cream machine is always broken. I want you guys to go down there and protest.
Right.
I bet you nobody goes down there.
Nobody is going to go down there. You don't have the same type of clout, Brennen. Sorry.
I don't have 70 million followers.
You don't have, I think he had 88 million followers or something like that. It was ridiculous. But it's also, you have to be careful with that. We do have free speech, but the platform that you're on, so like Twitter, Facebook, they also have the right not to be a medium for your free speech.
Right.
So it's, you got to be careful.
So then let me take that back, because I really don't know if the McFlurry machine is not working at the 38th.
Well, 9 times out of 10.
But it's a good chance.
Most of the time when you go to McDonald's, they say, oh, we don't have any ice cream right now. They're always out.
I went to KFC one time and they said we had a chicken. I almost lost it. I was like,
it's really odd.
What do you guys have?
You do that.
Like, what do you do?
What else?
Right.
Are you here for?
I said, so you guys closed? They're like, no, we just had a chicken.
We have fries. We have mashed potatoes. Their mashed potatoes are kind of bomb.
I like the bowl. I love
the corn, and the
everything.
Chicken nuggets.
Some people don't like the fruit touch, and I like.
No, I do. I love that.
That's my go-to meal when I'm just hungry.
When we were younger, me and Brianna used to call that our recipe. Like, oh, we're making our recipe tonight. And it was just like mashed potatoes, corn, and chicken, and we'd mix it all up together and we would eat it. Why we did that, I don't know. I
was gonna say Barbara taught you better than that.
She did. I don't know why we did that.
Hey, special shout out to my mom. Her birthday just passed.
It was her birthday on January 8th.
Yeah.
How old would mom have been?
Nah, don't give me the line.
She was born in 1942.
Oh, you gonna do the math?
2021, 1942. Let's do some quick math here. She would have been 79.
Oh, nice.
Oh, happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Okay.
So, speaking of mothers,
Why do I feel that's wrong?
that might be, if anybody
She
wants.
wouldn't have been 70.
I was going to say, that looked kind of
Dad
old.
was only like.
That's what I was saying, but I was going to let you live.
Wait a second.
In the comments.
And she wasn't
So
born
she
in
was born-
1942. She was born in 1945.
So she was born in 1945. In the comments, put how old my mother would have been this year. Because Brett's quick math was a bit too quick.
She was born. She would have been 76.
Oh my goodness. Well, speaking of mothers,
Sorry,
did
Mom.
you see Cardi B?
Yes.
Cardi B
I
was
loved it.
talking about, she was playing her hit Wet Ass Pussy. And then Little Culture came running in the room and she was doing live. Well, that is the song. So she was like, Culture's coming into the room and she was like, oh, I got to turn this down. And people started giving her flack about that.
I don't know why.
And she was just like, hey, I make music for adults.
Yeah.
It's not wet ass pamper. It's wet ass pussy. And
Exactly.
and people were like, oh, but my daughter can sing it, but
No.
your daughter can sing it. It's like, no, you should be a better parent.
Right.
And if you're playing the non-edited version around your children, shame on you.
Yeah. Your daughter should not be singing it.
Yeah.
But I think good on her. I don't know why people gave her grief over that.
I mean, people are going to give her grief anyway, but the biggest thing is it's contradictory. So it's like people feel like, oh, you make that music, but it's not good enough for your children to listen to.
No, it's not good enough for any children to listen.
But I was proud of Cardi because I was like, she showed me in that instance that she like a lot of stuff that she does is act, but when it's time for parenting, she's on it. She's a good
Cardi
mother.
B.
She's like, I'm not gonna let my daughter grow up to be a thought in these streets. Singing, like I saw a little girl playing the piano and she was singing "Wet Ass Pussy" in her little microphone, and she was like, there's some toes in this house. There's some hoes. It's like, I don't know.
Let's not say
It's
the
like,
name of that title anymore.
oh.
But shout out to Cardi B. I still want her tennis shoes.
Oh goodness! It's the third episode.
I
You
know.
mentioned.
I like those shoes.
I'm hoping somebody at Reebok is hearing this podcast and is going to slide you some shoes so you can unbox them.
I think they're all sold out.
But hey, somebody at Reebok has a pair. So let's talk it by faith. We're going to believe, and by faith we're going to touch and agree. The 7.5 is going to show up to Fishers.
I really do want them.
Well, let's talk about this latest challenge going around.
Bussit.
The Bussit Challenge, created by Erica Banks.
Who's that?
Have you ever heard of Erica
I've
Banks?
never, ever heard of her.
So Erica Banks is the baseball player Carl Crawford's newest artist. For 5 How Are We Related points, who was Carl Crawford's former female artist?
Meg the Stallion.
Meg the Stallion.
That's
Meg
right.
the Stallion over this past.
The superpowered knees.
Oh yes, she fought 2019 to get off of his label, get signed to Rock Nation. The Rock Nation had to give.
She signed to Rock Nation?
They had to give
Jay-Z Rock Nation?
Jay-Z Rock Nation. Jay-Z is still up to his old ways. Anybody hot, he takes. So he's trying to take Little Uzi Vert from DJ Drama.
Uzi
and
Vert. What kind of name is that?
But he's a rock star. He's huge in the hip hop.
Little Uzi Vert is
Little
his?
Uzi Vert, yeah.
Little Uzi Vert.
Little-
What does that stand for?
Little Uzi, and you hold the Uzi vertical. And also they say that it's. They also say that it's. So if I say it fast, Little Uzi Vert. So it sounds like Lucifer. Little Uzi
Ew.
Vert. Little
Why
Uzi
did
Vert.
you want that?
I think fans.
don't need to say that
I think
anymore.
fans took it. I plead the blood of Jesus over my tongue for just saying that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what Jay-Z said. I hold the Uzi vertical. So like that's where I got it from. So I don't know why he calls himself Little Uzi Vert, but
How do you know all this information?
I read a bunch of hip hop sites. But so I read a bunch of hip hop sites, and people were saying, well, Meg the Stallion joined the Bussit Challenge. Well, just basically how she tried to get off of Carl Crawford's label so bad, and now he's producing Meg the Stallion Light or Meg the Stallion 2. I highly doubt that is going to she's going to give her some shine. and show out to the Bussit challenge. But I'm hearing Nicki Minaj, after she dropped that baby, now she's back in the streets. She might, get on the Bussit challenge, or she just might do the remix. That's what I'm hearing. I don't really know.
Oh, well, okay. You know who Carl Crawford was engaged to?
I don't know.
Evelyn
Lozada? Oh my goodness.
You didn't know that?
So I knew that because she was on Basketball Wives, and I was like,
with him, he appeared.
But she's not. He doesn't play basketball, and I thought that was so. I made me mad because I was like, you're not a basketball wife. So
she never really was a basketball.
Yeah,
wife.
you're a
No, she was married. I mean, she had a baby by a basketball player, didn't she?
I don't know.
Her daughter's by some basketball player.
It must be one of those B team players.
I don't know. And her daughter's like 20-some years old now, so it's an old school basketball player. I have no idea.
Well, my last topic I have is a sad note. You remember the Ahmaud Arbery?
Yes.
Yeah, the brother that was jogging and he got shot by the former police officer. Mm-hmm. Well, they're standing trial. The former police officer and his son are standing trial for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, and they are petitioning for the judge not to, or basically for Ahmaud Arbery not to be called a victim. They also...
Why?
Well, I don't know. They also want one picture shown of him the entire trial, and that one picture cannot have his family in any of those pictures.
I think that's a stupid request. Like, all of those requests are absolutely dumb, and they can't dictate any of that.
Basically, they're trying not to humanize him, so they know if he gets humanized, they're going to be found guilty. So they're trying to be like, if we're going to have a fair trial, we can't humanize. But I feel like, so you remember, but the lady, you talked about the lady that got shot at the Capitol. Mm-hmm. Normally when thugs do something wrong, they list all of their wrongdoings in the past. Mm-hmm. So even if somebody, Ahmaud Arbery, if he gets killed, they going to bring up, he jaywalked in 1993.
Right.
He left his baby sister in the car with the windows up in 2006.
Well, that's kind of a bad thing.
That is, but it's like he let his dog off the leash, and the dog, went up to somebody and licked their face. So it's like they bring up everything that person did wrong. They didn't bring up nothing that this woman did wrong. People had to search the stuff because the news wasn't going to villainize her, and that's what the people want. In the Ahmaud Arbery case, they don't want to humanize him and to make him seem like he was a human.
Good luck with that, because all the poor boy was doing was jogging.
Yeah.
And you followed him in your pickup truck and your friend in his pickup truck and just shot him.
Yeah. And they thought, he just come off of a robbery. It's like, he came off of a robbery. He didn't have nothing in his hands.
And he was jogging.
Some shorts. And
what did he rob? This world.
Y'all robbed him.
This world. Yeah, that's right. Y'all robbed him.
So I got a question as we're about to end.
Bring it.
So we were talking about Lori Harvey. The question I heard today was, would you rather have Sierra's prayer when she prayed for a good man and the Lord blessed her with Russell Wilson, or Lori Harvey's finesse game?
Sierra's prayer. You know why I say that?
Why?
Sierra completed the deal.
She did.
She prayed. She married him. Then he fathered 2 of her children.
And then he fathered the future son.
Yeah, right. And he's also taking care of my other kids. So, yeah. Sierra all day. Lori Harvey's like 22, 23. How old is she? I shouldn't say that. 24.
But the finesse game is so... Oof.
I'm sorry. She's a pretty girl.
She's
a pretty girl.
Lord have mercy. I can see why people rap about her and put her on their wish list.
And I think that she can date whoever she wants to date, and I think that she can date the next guy after she's done dating the first guy. I don't understand what the problem is.
The problem is just
who cares if they're all famous?
that's all famous people.
Well, she's famous.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want her to date an accountant from Ohio?
And it's not really Steve Harvey's actual daughter.
Yeah, I know.
So
He adopted her.
He adopted
or
her.
something, yeah.
So maybe Lori Harvey's mother gave the Sierra prayer, and then once she got Steve.
But you're like acting like Michael B. Jordan is the end. Like she's hit the pinnacle and it's over for her.
Somebody said Michael B. Jordan is the new Denzel.
Michael B. Jordan is the sexiest man alive.
So I mean, who you gonna go to next after you went from Michael B. Jordan?
Oh, there's plenty.
I mean, you got. She has to date like that prince, that prince that Rihanna was dating, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
they broke up.
Yeah. Now Rihanna's dating ASAP Rocky.
And who is that?
Oh my goodness! You don't know who ASAP Rocky?
I do not know who ASAP. I don't know who any of these people are who don't have names.
The ASAP Mob. His name is Rakim. He's named after Rakim. So his name is Rakim.
Like Eric B. and Rakim.
Eric B. and Rakim. So his mom was a big Rakim fan, so she called him Rakim, and then he got the name Rocky. He formed the ASAP Mob with ASAP Yams and ASAP Ferg and a bunch of other ASAP guys, ASAP 20 or something. Because I like the ASAP Mob. ASAP when Live Long ASAP came out, that was a big moment in like hip hop history because he was like the first New York rapper that had a down south flow, and he used like the chopped and screwed type of melodies. So it was just like everybody knew he was from Harlem, but his rap style was from like Texas. So it's like it was different. So that's how he became big, and then he had a bunch of platinum albums. And then
ASAP Rocky was platinum albums?
2 platinum albums. And then he went on tour with Rihanna. And well,
yeah, he used to date a Kardashian, didn't he?
No, he dated that girl that raps that, oh my goodness, I can't think of her name. Not Fergie.
From London though.
Like she's Australia. T.I.'s old artist.
I can't. Think of her name.
She's very forgettable.
By somebody.
She has a baby by
a basketball player.
No, Playboy Cardi. Playboy Cardi was one of ASAP Rocky's artists when he first came up. So it's like that's probably how they met, and they like ASAP threw her away, and Playboy Cardi was like, well, she's got a fat booty, I'll hit. And then boom.
Anyway.
Well, Brett, this has been another episode
of How Are We Related? Obviously, these last 5 minutes, we're still trying to figure it out.
Well, this is Brennen J.
This is Brett Janelle.
Signing out.
Peace.